Hello and welcome to another video where I show you a lot of things about the STL Tones Tonehub. So first of all, I want to give you an overall view of the STL Tonehub. The STL Tonehub is basically a collection of presets, and each preset is a complete rig. You have your amp model, the cap model, the microphone, and maybe even some information about the guitar and the pickup that were used to recreate the sound. So it kinda is like a camper, just better? Who knows? So the basic rig contains of the total signal chain, amp, cap, microphones, and you have a few other options. Speaking of, we start from the back. We have some FX, for example, delay, reverb, chorus, flanger, phaser, and tremolo. Then we have a 4-band EQ with high and low pass. Then we have a couple of options for our cap emulation. You can't change the cap, but you can change the microphone position by simply clicking on this circle and moving it around. And you can even change the distance and the angle, which is really nice. And resonance, high pass and low pass. Then we have our amp, and each amp has this control, gain, bass, middle, treble, presence, resonance, master and level. And we even have two knobs for the bias and the sag. If I'm right, this behaves not like the camper. If you have a camper, you can basically each EQ is kind of active EQ. You can boost frequencies or you can scoop frequencies, but this EQs actually behave like the real amp. For instance, if you emulate a Soldano SLO 100, the EQ behaves totally different than with the Messe Boogie Dual rectifier. And that's cool. And we have a stomp section in front of the amp. We have compressor, we have 3 overdrives. This should be a tube screamer, I'm pretty sure. Those two I haven't figured out yet. And we have another overdrive, and while I'm making this video, the overdrive 6 heavy metal, so Boss HM2. Just wait a little bit more. And we have a graphic EQ. To sum it up, input gain, output gain, a noise gate that's really cool. Don't know. Okay, I've selected the clean amp, it doesn't work. And we have a tuner. The basic Tonehub comes with a couple of free presets. The core pack contains of a total of 60 presets, and I happen to have the PRS Acheon set, which is just 24 presets for the PRS Archon amp with different channels and different cabinets. So the idea of the Tonehub is that you can buy presets that your favorite artists have created. For example, Andy James, Angel Vivaldi, and so on and so on. And Taylor Young has created some presets as well, which I happen to own, but we won't show those presets in this video. This will have to wait for another video. Let's just select the very first preset that I have. It's a Soldano with Messe Boogie 4x12 oversize, SM57 and Roya 121. And it happens to be a low gain, so we get some notes, whatever this preset is. And signal chain is as bare as it can get. My Black Hat custom into my DI box into the interface. So how does the Tonehub sound? Let's find out. Let's dial in some more gain, shall we? You're not here for the cleans anyways. So, mid gain, what do you do? And high gain, come on. So now let's tweak a bit with the amp layout and see what I can come up with. Really cool for just noodling around. What I found out is that the cap block has a really powerful tool, which is the resonance feature. Whenever I dial in a fair amount of resonance, just makes the tone very pleasable to my ears. So let's play around with the cap block a bit. First of all, let's put the mic. So let's activate a couple of stomp boxes now, and we won't start with the heavy metal yet. First of all, let's activate the stomp, and now let's see how the different stomp boxes behave. It's cool. Now overdrive 3. Overdrive 4. Not bad. Overdrive 5 seems to be modeling a Horizon precision drive, maybe, not sure yet. Let's find out. And what's really impressive is that you have no noise, and noise gate off, noise gate on. That's really cool. Okay, you wanna hear the heavy metal, won't you? Okay. I played around with it before shooting this video, and I found out that you can achieve a really crushing chainsaw distortion by simply activating it and then cranking the high knob. And that's what we're going to do. We might increase the other knobs a bit, but just let's see what will happen. So, random soldano and the heavy metal. And again, no noise. You don't hear any noise. Ah, so awesome. You've heard enough. Now I basically do a couple more chord packs, I just play them, then I will activate the Overdrive 6 heavy metal and see how this turns out. I might even tweak them before, but just random presets and throwing the overdrive into them. So, Fretman. there are so much options. I can't play them all. I just want to try out the Savage because I happened to own an Engel Savage once. Let's see how this works. Now just activate the chainsaw button. It's as simple. Bit too scooped, but that's of course the angle. Get hold of this with So after spending a few days with the Tonehub, I have to admit that this is probably the best VST plugin guitar related that I have. And the main reason for this is the sound. The sound is just really good. I don't have any digital feeling at all. I get with the core pack a huge amount of different amps that sound close to the originals as far as I can remember them. You have lots of tweaking options, although you can't change the caps or the amps or different IRs or so. This is okay because with the cap block you have the resonance, the distance, the angle, and you can change the position of the mic, and that's totally okay with me. I can always come up with a good sound. Sometimes I think that the amp EQ is not as responsive as I would like it to be, but since I have an added equalizer after the cap block, that's totally okay, and I can dial in some pretty neat tones. The Stomp box emulations in front of the amp and after the EQ is totally okay with me. I actually don't use this much modulation effects, so I haven't really cared about. It has a delay, the delay is cool. Basically, that's all I need. In front of the amp, we have a couple of overdrive pedals. I mostly used the green one, which is the Tube Screamer one. It does a cool job. And of course, the newest edition, so I think the Heavy Metal HM2 pedal. And this thing is really great. You dial in your amp sound that you want, and then you activate the heavy pedal, crank the highs, and you're in chainsaw heaven. And you get lots of different chainsaw flavors regarding the amp that you choose, but you can almost instantly dial in a really cool chainsaw tone. At first I was a bit skeptical because I really don't like the approach of having complete rigs consisting of amp, cap and mic, but although you can't interchange the different parts, a highly tweakable setup. So kudos to STL Tones. So my question for you is, do you want me to do other videos with the STL Tones Tonehub? And if so, what do you want to see? I've basically done what I think you want to see, but maybe you want to see different things. Just let me know down in the comments. And as always, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. May the force be with you and have a nice day.